And welcome to the Business Spotlight. I'm Pat Dewar, and today we're going to do something a little bit different. So many times I bring a business owner on and they talk about, well, kind of their story and what they're doing in the marketplace. And today will be more of that, but with a twist, because we're really talking about publishing. How many people do you know, and maybe you're one of them, that you feel like you've got a book in you? In fact, there are what I call 9-pound pearls that you've paid a tremendous price for that you would really like to have deposited into the DNA of mankind. You'd like to create a legacy, tell your story. Maybe even just get your message into the marketplace of who and what you are and what you do. Well, today, More Power to Publish, morepowertopublish.com, Bob Baer is our guest, and he's going to tell you about some new developments in the publishing world that can help you get published and tell your story. Bob, thanks so much for being on the show.
Thank you, Patrick. Looking forward to it.
I am so glad to get you on here. We've done a show before.
We have.
And it was really kind of just an introductory of some of the services and things that you do. But your passion is publishing. And really not just publishing your work, but helping other people get published. Would you agree? Especially
helping other people. You were talking about those 9-pound pearls. I think there are so many important bits of information that people have learned and experienced, and it's just inside of them. A lot of people I talk to tell me that they have something, they'd like to write a book, they'd like to share, but they don't know where to begin. Exactly. Well, I know that during today's show, we're actually going to do a bit of education. Okay, I think if you want to call it edutainment. And I want to get into the beginnings of publishing and helping you, or encouraging you to tell the story of what's the process, because a lot of people think, I want to write a book, but they don't realize that it's a monstrous proposition, isn't it? There are a lot of moving parts, and from knowing me, Patrick, you know that I'm a serial entrepreneur. I like to start businesses, and what I discovered that publishing a book is really very similar to starting a business. In fact, in the book that I published last year, More Power, which is for entrepreneurs, I realized on page 17 there's a list of 16 questions that are intended to create an executive summary for business plan. But those same questions work beautifully for creating a book proposal. Most people think that they write a book, they publish it, and the world will beat a path to their doorstep, when in actuality there's a lot of preparation that goes in, and then once the book comes out, there's a lot of things they need to do to make it successful. Well, I know that you've created a roadmap for success, from idea all the way through to what I'll call distribution, and actually earning money on the proposition. Because there's a number of reasons why to write a book, but the end result is either it makes money for you or it collects dust in your garage. Well, just writing a book and the book selling usually is not the answer to everything. The book opens doors for you. The book introduces you to people. Books, especially for somebody that's already in business, especially for someone that has expertise in some subject, a book shows their position of authority, and it helps introduce everything else they have to offer. If you write a really good book, people are going to want to know, what else do you have? What's next? What else can you tell me? And that's one of the things I really like about publishing. Well, isn't a lot of the books that you guys tend to publish are of the business mindset? They're nonfiction, right? Right, right. I have friends that are in the fiction publishing business, but our press, Blazon Press, publishes books that are nonfiction, and I try to find people that have a message of hope, a positive message, something that will make a positive impact on the world. Very good. Well, I know that when we get into, as we get into this, let's go into like the process. What do you see as the overview of what we're trying to cover today, and what your process is as a publisher? I'll try to make it quick because, as you know, I'm going to spend 3 days on this in May, but in teaching business, I tell people that there's 3 legs to the stool. There's 3 important things about a business, and that is the visionary, the administration person, and sales and marketing. And it's the same with a book. The author is the visionary, and a lot of people think because they're a good writer, because they're creative, because they have some great ideas, that's all they need. But they need the administration and the systems. That's what the publisher does. And they also need sales and marketing, which is where a lot of people fall short, because once the book comes off the press, that's when it all begins. And we teach people those things.
I think we've got a slide on that, that first slide, just talking about idea to bookshelf book creation, okay?
Yeah,
so basic overview of this.
That's an overview, the creative part of writing the book, and then actually writing it, editing, developing a platform, which they need to do throughout the whole process, and then design, production, the release of it, the launch of it, and the marketing, and we'll cover those.
Absolutely. I know that as we move forward into this this show, you're going to see a plan, a real plan on taking something from concept all the way through to distribution. Whether it's a business, and if you're a business owner, I hope you're paying attention, because great keys for marketing, development, and promotion of yourself as you really take your ideas to the market. If you're looking to publish a book, you ought to go to Bob's 3-day event. I know he's got one coming up in May. In May. And there'll be information on the commercial about that. But with that, I know this is the Business Spotlight. You'll want to catch the rest of this. We'll have fun. We'll be right back.
You can become a published author. Discover a system that will lead you from idea to having your book on the bookshelves. Bob Baer pulls back the curtain at the More Power to Publish workshop. Watch and learn how to follow the step-by-step plan to turn your idea into a published book. Learn more at morepowertopublish.com.